Hello world, my name is Maria and I've been born in Romania 23 years ago. English is obviously not my native language, and even though I might be funny to hear from time to time, I think I'll take my chances because I realized that the knowledge gained from my journey is for the whole world to hear. I've been trying to find the perfect words to start this, the perfect words to make myself understood, but I remember that the plain truth is usually all that it takes. My very brief story will lead to what am I doing here. I always question the world, always trying to do things that others wouldn't do, always saying things that others would be ashamed to say. I remember one time in my youth I was telling people that I am invincible and they were all laughing about me. I remember telling myself that, gee, I must be the one laughing about you. Yeah. Anyways, the years passed and I was frenetically trying to find something more, something deeper than the surface, something to feel. I was looking in all the directions: sports, school, job, money, anything. I suppose it worked because in my 15th summer I felt the interconnectivity for the first time. I felt a glimpse of love and of truth, and I enjoyed it for a while, and then I lost it. I took the world of the road too. I thought, okay world, you say that the way to happiness is school, money, marriage. Well, that's easy to get done. I tried that. My life began to feel meaningless and then boring, and how it's always happening to people that are getting bored, they start creating their own dramas. I almost got married. And yeah, 2 years ago the good old universe saved me, or I saved myself, whichever expression you prefer. It's exactly the same thing. I felt unconditional love for the first time, and I realized that this is the supreme reality. This is all I was looking for. I met my love. I guess you can call it twin flame. I just never know how to describe such an all-encompassing thing. But what I found, it's the reason why I'm here today. Because what I felt was total acceptance, freedom to be all that you really are, and love without conditions. And I realized that this is what we all are looking for. It didn't start it exactly like this, because of course we couldn't be together from the beginning. He was half a globe away and married, and yeah, I don't know if you can imagine the amount of pain that can be created if you let the illusion of separation blind you in such a case. But what I remember is that at some point the madness touched extreme levels. Like we were at an emotional crossroad there. Either we break through this, either we get to the surface, either we kill ourselves. Because that wasn't like a life worth living anymore. It wasn't a life lived in reality. It was just a dream, a life lived only in our imagination. And yeah, we kept fighting through the illusion until we remembered the natural capacity to see things for what they really are. The natural capacity to see the reality, which is not separation. It's the opposite of it. It's only love and unity. There is no separation. All the madness, pain and sorrow are self-induced, are an illusion. Relationships are an illusion. Names, ages, bodies, the world and all the fear. Only love is real. Oneness. We are all one. And boom, life began. Yes, it is like a holy instant, but it works more like a vaccine than a direct cure. You see the reality, but it's not matching with anything you know. It's like, first it's so alone because you are on your own from there. No one is understanding you. But deep inside you, something grows there. Love and compassion. The colors of life are telling you that you are getting closer to home, that you are being more and more yourself. It's just like someone would show you the Matrix for the first time. You wouldn't be like, yay, you would be more like, oh my god. Because it's not like an instant breakthrough from the cage. It's more like a realization that there is an outside of this, a look on the window. And from there, you only have to find your way to that door. But until you find your way to that door, you can never find your peace, because you saw that there is more to life than that. In Buddhism, for example, they're calling it the Noble Eightfold Path: right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right mindfulness, right concentration, right effort, leading to nirvana. In Hinduism, they're calling it dharma, artha, karma, leading to moksha, which is enlightenment. Jesus called it atonement, reunion with God, leading to heaven. Whatever, pick any religion, they all have a map and an X and they all say follow. But what all these really are is just the trying to match the inside with the outside after you realize who you really are and what this could be, instead of just to be truthful to yourself. And if it is that simple, maybe you're wondering, why isn't it happening to everyone? Well, because we have been misguided for all our lives. It's hard to be who you really are when everything is telling you who you should be or how you could be. This damaging confusion, it's happening on every plan and for all our lives. Mentally, you live in a world who teaches the opposite of truth. A world that has rules like the survival of the fittest, every man for himself, or don't give so you can keep. We call ourselves an evolved society, but then why do we build our world on the laws of the jungle? We eat animals, but are we really better than them? Why? Because we can think and we can feel. So what do we do with that? Because on the emotional plan, everybody is a wreck with hidden frustration and denied fear and the never-ending search for happiness that no one can find. Because any map is wrong. You don't need a map. Even your mother was telling you when you were little things like you are better, or you should be like this, or you could do that, or you are a disappointment. No matter if positive or negative, all these were trying to tell you who you are instead of letting you find that. In your business, in your relationships, everyone has expectations from you. So it's like you have two options. Either you try to sustain all their expectations and go nuts over time, either you say fuck it and you're on your own. Spiritually, seems like we have plenty of options here, no less than 4,200 religions, but if you look at the society, we have the atheist, the agnostic, the spiritualist, and the religious, and even this we can surmise it just two, to believe or not believe in the unseen, the logical minds and the spiritual souls. Seems like a spiritual crossroad here, you either take it one way or the other. But at the destination, we are all trying to find the same thing: fulfillment, abundance of joy, love, peace. With other words, all souls tend to enlightenment, which is all of this. So the world has many maps. Damn, only religion has 4,200. Then you can add evolutionism, Darwinism, astronomy. They all have their own map, all trying to find the same treasure, all yelling that their map is the right one. So, the conclusion? We are all trying to look for centuries in different directions, building belief systems everywhere, and shaking at the thought that we might be wrong. But you know what we never thought of? That maybe the only thing that's preventing us from experience all that we're looking for right here and right now is exactly this cold war between ideas that keeps us separate. Maybe by looking for it, we move further away from it. Maybe nirvana, atonement, the highest version of ourselves, or complete confidence can happen right here and right now, and the only thing that keeps us blind from it is this illusion of separation. Reality is one for everybody, and as long as we choose to keep ourselves separate, we will never find the truth that we are all looking for. So, what am I doing here? I'm trying to save the world with you.